Welcome back, everyone. Today we will be talking about the Singapore's math model method and their applications. If you have missed our first video, please head on to Singapore's math model method, where we talked about the background and the two fundamental concepts of this modeling method. In Singapore primary schools, the math model method is really the prevailing approach to learning mathematics for primary school children. And as problem sums become more complex and challenging, the ability to create math models becomes an essential tool for effectively tackling such problems. Now that you have a good understanding of basic math models, let's explore how they can be applied to solve different types of math problems. One such example is fractions, which can be effectively represented using part-whole concept. To illustrate this, let's try to solve the following problems involving fractions. Penny was selling pies. She sold 3/5 of them in the morning and a quarter of the remainder in the afternoon. If Penny sold 300 more pies in the morning than in the afternoon, how many pies did Penny have in the beginning? Now, to solve this problem, we will utilize the part-whole concept and create a math model. First, draw 5 equal blocks and shade 3 of them to represent the fraction 3/5. Next, divide the unshaded portion into 4 equal parts and shade one of them in a different color, in this case green, to represent 1/4 of the remainder. Here, in the third step, we make all the boxes equal by dividing each blue shaded boxes into 2 equal parts, as shown here. Since the question mentions that there were 300 more pies sold in the morning, you can clearly see that there are 5 more blue boxes in the morning compared to that sold in the afternoon. Next, let's calculate the value of each box. Since the question mentioned that there were 300 more pies sold in the morning, we can equate 300 to 5 blue boxes, as there are 5 additional shaded boxes in the morning. Therefore, each box represents 300 divided by 5, and that makes 60 pies. In the final step, we determine the total number of pies. With a total of 10 boxes, the answer to the question is obtained by multiplying the number of pies represented by each box, in this case 60, by the total number of boxes, 10, resulting in 60 multiplied by 10 equals 600 pies. The final math model will resemble the one that's shown here. So by applying this approach and utilizing math models, we can effectively solve complex problems involving fractions and gain a deeper understanding of mathematical concepts. Next, let's have a look at the applications of the modeling methods for ratio. When it comes to learning ratios, there are 2 effective approaches that you can utilize: the part-whole concept or the change concept. In this example, we will focus on the change concept. So looking at this question, John and Dawn has a money ratio of 7 to 4. Additionally, we know that after John had spent half of his money, he ended up with $12 less than Dawn. So we need to determine the total amount of money that both had in the beginning. The first step is to draw out the ratio in rectangular representation. The next step is to draw out the diagram after John has spent half of his money. And you can see the money spent is shaded in beige. The third step is to shade out the block that represents the difference between John and Don's money, with John's remainder money or money left as indicated here in the diagram. And you can see the difference has been shaded in red. Now, since the question tells us that the red shaded block, which is the difference between both their monies, equals $12, in other words, we now know that half a block equates to $12. Therefore, one block equals $24. And you can see that represented in this image here. The final step is to calculate the total amount of money that both had in the beginning. And from step 1, we know that there are a total of 11 blocks. So the answer would be 11 multiplied by $24 equals $264. So there you have it, folks. I hope you have found these videos helpful. Do check back often as we continue to look at more applications using these methods that can really help you in your numerical reasoning questions. If you have enjoyed this video and found it useful, please make sure you click like down below and subscribe for more newer content as we continue to bring you interesting tips and tricks as well as strategies to ace in exams. Feel free to leave your comments on what you hope to see for future videos, or if you have any questions you need help on. Thank you and see you on our next videos.